What's going on, everyone? Drew and Hunter from Misfit Athletics here today, teaching you how to set up for and execute the seated box jump. And we're kind of talking specifically about it within the construct of our deficit deadlifts followed by seated box jumps. And this is called post-activation potentiation. And the kind of science behind this is there's basically two primary ways that we can get stronger. One is to either increase the amount of weight that we're lifting, but that usually results in a slower kind of execution of the lift. Think about if you're doing a 1 rep max deadlift, that's not nearly as fast as a 50% deadlift. The other way we can get stronger is by moving faster or accelerating when we're thinking about kind of the force mass acceleration relationship. So with post-activation potentiation, we have you executing a lift, something that is loaded, in this case the deficit deadlift. We are then going to ask you to perform a movement that enables you to contract that same musculature much faster, in this case an unweighted seated box jump. That way we're getting kind of that rapid force development or rapid force creation that leads to kind of an increase in those fast twitch muscle fibers. So when we're talking about setting up for the seated box jump, we need to have two important things. One, the box that you're sitting on. In this specific instance, we're looking for the box to be at about parallel, maybe a tiny bit above, not below. This can change depending on what movement you're pairing the seated box jump with. In this case, we're looking for about parallel. So that's the right box height for Drew. The second thing is when the feet are flat on the ground, we're looking for roughly a vertical shin. Okay, and that's just to make sure that we're not jumping off the toes or that the feet aren't so close to the box that we're not able to jump onto it. The second thing is the kind of the target box. The height of this box does not matter. It only matters if kind of having a higher box forces you to jump more explosively. But if a higher box just means you're pulling your knees up to your chest just to get up hot on a high box, that defeats the purpose because we're looking for maximum hip and knee extension. And when Drew executes his jump, he's going to try to land kind of as upright as possible. That will indicate to him that he actually created that hip and knee extension. So as Drew, he's got himself set up, he might rock back a little bit just for a little momentum. And as he jumps, he's thinking about pulling that ground back away from him as he rapidly extends and lands on that box. Go ahead. Okay. And you can see, probably even slow down the camera a little bit, he hovered, a few inches above the box, indicating to me as a coach that he is actually kind of extending the hips and knees aggressively enough. Go ahead and give us one more. That really, really explosive box jump. And again, he's not doing these necessarily for time. He's doing them more for quality and explosiveness. So when we're talking about the seated box jump, make sure we're setting the box up at the correct height, which is just about parallel. We've got a target box that forces you to jump explosively, but not so high that you're playing the how high can I bring my knees up to my chest game, because the purpose of this is hip and knee extension. It is rapid acceleration using your kind of fast twitch muscles to develop that power and speed. Give it a shot. We'll see you in the next one.